Hello everybody and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra and today we're going to do a Tarot Pick-a-Pile card reading, and this is spring cleaning for your soul. Basically this is different messages here that might help you with clearing things out, clearing out the clutter, getting rid of things that you no longer need, and moving forward to the new renewal. That's what spring's all about. It's new starts, new beginnings, new life, and all of that. So that's basically what the reading is about today. We have 3 different eggs here that have charms in them. That's going to be part of the reading. And we have our tarot cards, and we're going to do our charms, as we said, and then also our oracle spheres, where you can be thinking of a yes or no type of question that you can get an answer to. So here's pile 1. It has the green egg. Pile 2 has the orange egg, and pile 3 has the blue egg. So basically you reflect on the piles, and whichever one is drawing you in the most through your intuition, that is the pile you go to. When you are ready, there are links in the description to each pile that will directly lead you to your reading that you can go to. It is possible to feel like you need to watch more than one reading, and it's okay to do so because there could be messages for you in more than one pile. That does happen sometimes, and sometimes even all 3. So it's okay to do that if you feel like you need to. There's no problem there. I would like to thank everybody who has subscribed to the channel, who has liked our videos, give us comments in the comments section, and shared our channel on all the different social medias with their friends and family. Those things are greatly appreciated by us. It's helping the channel grow a lot, and I just wanted to say thank you. For those of you who are new to the channel, I wanted to welcome you and thank you very much for being here, and hope that the reading works out well for you, and to invite you to check out other parts of our channel as well. Alright, we're going to give you a moment or so to reflect on these piles, and then when you're ready, you go directly to your reading, and we'll see you there. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. Remember, this is spring cleaning for your soul. This is hopefully some messages that will help you move forward in your life, get rid of the old clutter, the old junk, the old thoughts, the other things that are no longer needed, and be able to move forward and start out anew and afresh, as springtime likes to do for us. Okay, so we're going to do that. We got our charms. We're going to do those first. And then we'll do our tarot cards and our oracle spheres. So remember, be thinking of your yes or no type of question. But let's see what kind of charms we have first. Alright. Well, first of all, we have Imagine that popped out. That's awesome. I love that. Now's the time to use your imagination. Be thinking of what the world could have to offer you. Be thinking of what you'd like to have, where you'd like to go, what you'd like to do. We also have the love, so some love might be coming your way, or be open to love. I really think that that might be important coming forward here in the near future. So I really like that. We do have some cards here, which we will look at here in just a minute. We do have the car, which usually shows moving forward. I like this one because it's the roadster and it moves kind of fast, and it kind of goes down the street very quickly. So I can think of some quick change coming, some fast moving kind of things happening coming forward. So get prepared for that, because I really feel like you've got some fast moving things coming forward, which is really interesting because we also have the turtle which is a slow and steady kind of energy. But I really feel like that's more of where you've been going, what you've been doing. But I really feel like the fast moving energy is what's coming about now. Now's not the time to be kind of pokey slow, contemplating things for a really long time and moving forward. So I really feel like now's the time to move forward. And that's interesting too, because you also have the Aquarius symbol, which Aquarians are very much moving forward type of energy. They're very much new ideas, new innovations, moving the world forward with new ideas and new things. And that's kind of the energy I'm kind of seeing coming forward for your life in the near future. So I think getting buckled up for that and getting ready for it is a really good thing. We do have some other energies over here, the cards that kind of help with that a little bit. We have the Ace of Spades and the King of Spades. It's kind of interesting how you have the one and the King. The ones are new starts, new beginnings, but also for the Spades, that's the Swords energy, and the One of Swords is new clarity, new thoughts, new ideas, being able to cut through the old, being able to cut through anything that doesn't really serve you anymore or isn't really there for you. But then the King, he's full of reason and authority and discipline, and he's very strict. And I do think that maybe kind of buckling down a little bit, and starting to move towards your goals might be kind of the way to go here. And because I think you need to get ready for this fast moving pace that's getting ready to come forward. We do have some other interesting intuition type of charms here. We have the heart, moon, and stars. We also have the winged heart. Now, usually, to me, the winged heart usually means messages from our loved ones that have passed on, saying, hey, they're looking down on us, they love us, they care about us, they're there with us. And also, though, with this heart, with the moon and the stars, I feel like your people that are passed on and there and kind of looking down at you, this is telling you how much they love you and all that, but it also is telling you to start relying on your intuition a little more, because we also have this moon and star. And the moon and stars, to me, almost always deal with our intuition, our wishes, our hopes, our dreams, that kind of thing. And I feel like, your imagination, your wishes, your hopes, your dreams, your thoughts, your intuition is really where it's at right now. It's interesting how we have Santa Claus as well, because that's kind of goes along with the imagination. That kind of goes along with being willing to have dreams and thoughts and hopes and wishes and childlike wonder at the world and that kind of thing. And I really feel like that is kind of where you need to go right now, and kind of where you need to be headed, because I do feel like some new ideas are coming down the road. We also have the Nine of Clubs here, which is the Wands energy. And the Nine of Wands is usually kind of interesting, because that is like the problem solver card, in my opinion. I almost always see it as the one that's going out and figuring out ways to fix things that aren't working quite right, or if there's a problem that needs solved, they're the ones that are going out and doing it. And the Aquarian energy is that as well. So I kind of feel like that's kind of the energy that you're going to be moving into, or that you need to try to embrace, is being the problem solver, being the one who's like, hey, this isn't working out so good. What will make it work better? Let's go do that. And I kind of see that as the energy that you're flowing towards, and kind of seeing that as how your life will improve if you do that. I do like that we have the flower energy here as well, because it just shows new blossoms, new beginnings, and kind of just a nod to springtime here coming forward. We do have the L, the P, a K, another L, and a C. So that's interesting. I'm not sure what letters they might spell here, but we have PKLLC. It's interesting with the LLC because now I'm thinking of a business. Like for some of you, it might be time to open a new business. It might be time to start that new and afresh and get rid of the old thoughts of you can't do this, or you got to think about it some more, or you need to um, decide whether or not you can do it or not, because now's the time to go for your dreams, go for what you can imagine, go for the new things, go for the innovation, go for that kind of thing. That is where the energy is lying right now. And so for that, if a business is in your future, if it's something you've been thinking about, now's definitely the time. This whole reading is about getting rid of the old clutters, spring cleaning your mind, getting rid of old things. And the old thought that you can't really succeed at it, or you're not sure, if you could really do it or not, or if you really have anything to offer, getting rid of that thought is important because, now's the time to move forward and actually accomplish some of these things. Let's take a look at your tarot cards and what we have going on there. All right, first of all, I like this, the lilies. Number 30, lilies, for the Lenormand card. I really like that. We have the Queen of Wands. Oh, I love that too. The Nine of Wands, which we had earlier. The Tower card. Oh, yeah. The Queen of Swords. The King of Swords. And we had the King of Swords earlier too. So we have some doubled up energies going on here. We have the Two of Wands, we have the Page of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. Okay, this is interesting. This is very interesting to me because the Two of Wands is that contemplation energy. It's, you notice how they're looking out. They have the world here. They're looking out over this ocean, and they're deciding what to do next. But they're not really moving. They're not really going forward. They're not really doing that. They're just thinking about it. They're just going, gee, I'd kind of like to go on that, world travels or see what's out there in the world. I'd kind of like to do that, but I don't know. Okay. That's kind of the energy they're at there. And then we have the Four of Pentacles, which is the hoarding energy. You notice how everything's all locked up here. You can't get into it. You can't get to the gold and riches and the other things that are here. And that's the kind of the clutter that you need to get rid of. You need to get rid of the idea that you can't spend the money because you've got to keep it. It doesn't do you any good behind locked doors, not doing any good. Now, I'm not saying you should go out and blow your money or waste it or doing anything like that. Don't take, things that way. But what I'm saying is I feel like some of you guys have kept yourself from doing something you really wanted to do and that is really important for you to do. And this could be the business thing. This could be other things. It'll resonate with you however it does. But I feel like some of you guys have been unwilling to unlock your treasures and your riches and do stuff with it because you're so afraid that if you do something with it, you won't have it for down the road. Money usually doesn't work that way. Usually the universe is going to provide for you when you absolutely need something. It will, especially if you believe in it. It will, but also the universe likes us to actually spend money and do stuff with it. First of all, that helps out other people because we're putting money out into the economy and it's helping generate things for other people. But also it helps generate some of the things that we want as well. By just saving it or putting it away, it's kind of like the contemplation mode. By sitting and thinking about it forever and not actually doing anything, you don't ever move forward. You just stay in that spot. And the money sitting there doesn't do anything either. It just stays in that spot. And I'm not saying make sure you don't have a cushion fund. I'm not saying, make sure that you, don't have stuff that you need. And, like I said, don't go blow all your money or anything like that, but don't hoard it all away either. And it's not just money either. This could be other talents or other things. Um, you could have certain talents and certain things that you're afraid to use and spend because you're afraid it won't work out. And so you just want to lock it away and hold it tight and hold it close. And that's not doing you or the world any good. So I would like to encourage you to actually get out there and utilize it and do something with it. Okay. This is interesting. The Lily card, I wanted to talk about a little bit. I liked it because I saw it as the spring renewal. And it also kind of went along with, the flower that you had over here. It's interesting how we have the purple in there as well. But I see that as renewal, new life, new energy, but also the lilies specifically in this deck means wisdom and purity and maturity and experience and things like that. And so I do feel like you guys have had lots of experiences and other stuff, and so you do have what it takes to move forward. And I also feel like some of you guys might be feeling, I think it's a good idea to take the lilies and help, those help you feel renewal, romance, a love for your work, just love in general. I kind of feel the love involved. Also with the 30 number, the 3 in there also represents to me the creativity that could be involved with some of you guys, or your intuition, as we were talking about earlier as well. We have a lot of wands cards here and swords. The wands cards deal with your energies, what you really care about, what you're really passionate about, what really matters to you. And remember how I talked about the Nine of Wands being kind of the problem solver card, kind of the one that go out and solve problems. And you notice how in this particular one, she's kind of backed into a corner, or, here against a tree, and kind of defending herself here against whatever is happening. And most of her wands are spent and they're on the ground, but she still has a couple of them available to her. And she's still going to be able to come up with a solution here. I really feel like, she is the problem solver. She is the one that's trying to fix, whatever is going wrong and whatever's happening here. We have the Queen, which is great, because the Queens and Kings, whenever those show up, I really like it, because they're the top of the heap on their suits, and they're the ones that kind of show us the way. They're kind of the people in our lives. They kind of represent us. They kind of represent things like that. And the Queen of Wands, she's very confident. She's passionate. Like I said, it's the passionate suit. It's, what you're very passionate about. She's determined. She's charismatic, and she's optimistic. And I feel like the optimism is what's really needed here, because I feel like, the old clutter of not being optimistic that things can work out is what you need to get rid of here. But being optimistic, is really important here. That goes along with the imagine we had earlier. The Tower card's really interesting here too, because it shows, it's usually a sudden quick change, but it's also getting rid of what is no longer useful, no longer needed, and build up to something new and different. You notice how this particular one, she's looking very pleased and happy with herself. She's like, I didn't need that anymore, and it was falling down and decrepit, and we're going to get rid of it, and we're going to start something new. And I kind of feel like that's where you guys are at as well. That, you're going to get rid of the old ideas, the old crumbling down types of things, and you're going to start out anew. You're going to see your power, your passion for things. You're going to get a renewed passion. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys do with this, because I really think it's going to be great. We do have these swords cards here. We have the Page, the King, and the Queen. That is really cool to have such a huge amount of the court cards here. especially for swords, because the swords are the ones that a lot of people see that suit as kind of the scary suit, or the ones that have, where you have a lot of mental problems or mental issues or agitations or aggravations or other things that are happening. But for me, the sword suit shows the passion and the being able to go out and fight for what you want, being courageous, um, going out and going, I know that this is the right thing. I know that this is what needs to be done, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to do it. Also, the swords are a clarity suit. They're seeing things from a new light. The queen, she's honest. She's objective. She has good perspective on things. The king is also that way. He can also be kind of strict and serious, but he's full of discipline and reason and authority. And so I feel like, and then even the page, which, those guys are the curious ones. They're, the inspired ones. They have lots of mental agility. And these are the mental suits as well. And the Aquarians are also the thinkers in a lot of ways. They also, it's an air sign. So, you got to go from that point of view. And swords are also air. And so what I can kind of get from that is now's the time to start getting your new ideas and doing something with them. And what I mean by that is now's the time that new ideas can start popping into your head. Some of them creative, some of them not so, but it's kind of that 9 of Wands energy, of the problem solver energy. She's in a real fix here. She's going to have to figure out how to get out of this, and she's going to be able to do so. And that's kind of the energy I want you guys to be working on now. That's the energy I feel like you guys are in, is you're going to be able to come up with ideas to get you out of situations that you're in and move you forward to something new and better and different. And you just have to be able to slough off the old ideas and realize that you do have really good ideas coming to you. Your imagination's going to be very helpful for this. And you guys are going to be able to have some really awesome new things that you can share with the world. And you're going to be some problem solvers. You're going to be able to, solve problems in your own life. But you have to believe that you can do so, first of all. And that's kind of where the messages are coming from. That you have all of these swords energy showing that all of these ideas can come to you. All of, this can, just kind of be new clarity. You had the Ace of Swords earlier as well. Like I said, that's the clarity. That's the newness, that's, the bringing forth. And then you also have the King twice, which, once again is reaching the top of it. So that means you guys have it. You just have to believe in it. And that's where the Tower needs to come in. That's where cutting out the old thoughts, the old ideas, and moving on to the new. Because I really feel like that is where your energy is at. That's where, you're best served. And I know that sounds kind of like, well, that was what the whole reading was about, was getting rid of old clutter and bringing up new stuff. And that's true. But for you guys specifically, I think it's clearing out the idea that your ideas don't matter, or that they're not really going to be very good, or that they're not going to come to fruition, or that they're just silly or something like that. Getting rid of those notions is what's important for you guys. That's your specific spring cleaning. And realize that you have good ideas, and ideas that could be very useful to the world and for your life as well. And that, moving forward with that is really what you need to do. And that it's exciting that you have all these ideas and that you have all these things coming to you. So that's kind of the messages there. Let's go ahead and do your oracle spheres. And remember, this is where you ask your yes or no type of question that you'd like an answer to. We have 4 different stands. We have green, black, silver, and blue. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you decide which stand you'd like your answer to appear on, and then we'll get our answers. Oop. all. Let's see here. All right. Number 1 green is a maybe. Number 2 black is a very likely. Number 3 gray is another maybe. And number 4 blue is a no. All right, so number 1 green's a maybe. Number 2 black is a very likely. Number 3 silver is a maybe. And a number 4 blue is a no. Okay, so there are our Oracle Sphere answers for this one this time. And I really hope you guys had some messages that came through for you guys that was very useful to you. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up. Share the channel with your friends and family on all the different social medias. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Also check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings out there that might be of use to you. We also do a weekly rune reading that we do on Mondays that have the Oracle Spheres. They also have angel numbers involved with them, so that might be something of interest to you to do. So check those out as well. We do put out videos every single week, so we look forward to seeing you again in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the orange egg here, we have your charms, and we have our tarot cards. We're going to be looking at our Oracle Spheres here a little later, so you can be thinking of a yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to. So we can do that as well. But we're going to go ahead and do our charms first and see what they have to say. Now remember, this is the spring cleaning for your soul. This is the, opening up and deciding what to get rid of and what to keep and where to go with it, okay? So let's see what we got going here. All right. We have the money bag symbol. That usually shows success and, getting the things that you want, things working out for you, either monetarily or other ways. So that's really good. We really like that. We have some other interesting ones here. Okay. All right. We have a couple of unicorns here, which whenever I see unicorns, I always think of imagination, going towards the impossible, looking at things that are unusual, unique, different, being the unicorn, being something that you just don't see that much. We also have the purple llama. So when I see those, like I said, the uniqueness, I think you embracing your uniqueness is really important right now. We do have the lone wolf, which to me shows a little bit more of your uniqueness. We also have the dolphin. These are very intelligent creatures. They're very smart. They're oriented towards this is interesting with the wolves and the dolphins because they almost have some of the same energies involved in them. Wolves like to be in packs. They care a lot about their families. They will kind of do what's right for their family or whatever, and so will dolphins, which is kind of interesting. But they're also special creatures. They're so... Dolphins in particular, whenever I think of dolphins, I think of forgiveness. I think of kindness. I think of, because they're willing to be nice to man. They're willing to help us out. They're willing to save us. If need be, if they're out there and something, is against us. And I find that just very generous. And I think you guys have a generous heart, generous natures. I think you guys are very unique, and I think embracing your uniqueness is really important here. I do see the Wonderland charm, which usually, means kind of going down that rabbit hole, kind of going down into the uniqueness, something different. The rabbit hole is very unique, very different, very unusual. And also what I saw there too, I see the drama gloves here. So I think of people who are in like drama, who like to act, who like to do whatever. I see those as being very unique individuals because they usually are. They're kind of eccentric. They, being able to play other people and do other stuff is kind of a unique skill and talent, and I feel like you guys have that. So for some reason, that's what's really coming forward, and I think believing in that talent and going forward with it is really important. And so that's just kind of the message I was getting there. I also feel like your guardian angels and people like that are also watching out for you. And I just thought it was important for you to know that because we have the angel heart here, and we also have the feather, which almost is always showing your spirit guides and guardian angels and people like that are there with you, and they're paying attention to you, and they're helping you out with things because sometimes we don't always realize they're there. We also have the astronomical symbol here, and whenever I see that, I think of psychic abilities, talents, and other stuff. And we were talking about how unique you guys were. So I feel like a group of you, maybe not all of you, but a pretty good group of you, I feel like has certain special well, we all have psychic abilities and talents, so let's get that out of the way. But some of us utilize them more than others, and some of us do more with them. And I feel like there's a group of you that has a group of psychic abilities that you can now tap into, that you've maybe been unwilling to do or didn't know you had or didn't realize you could do until recently or until now or whatever. But I feel like there's a group of you that has some special abilities and talents like that it's a really good idea to tap into those now. Or if you just are getting special interest or certain awakening towards spirit, like more interest in astrology or more interest in palmistry or more interest in tarot cards or more interest in other things, and maybe that's a new development for you. And I think that if you continue to develop that further, it will change your life in a good way. I think it'll open your eyes and your thoughts to things that maybe you hadn't seen before, and I think that would be very useful to you. We do have a Seven of Wands here, which is kind of a protective energy. And it's interesting how we have the spirit guides and angels here looking over you. So if there is kind of a psychic awakening or whatever, some people feel like they need to be protected during that because of the opening. I'm not always entirely sure how much that is needed, but just know that there is protection there for you if it is needed, because it's showing up in the cards here. We also have an R, a D, and an M. Those could be initials. I also see read me. As in, I really think studying right now might be important for you. I think reading up on things, studying up on things might be really important, or other stuff. But those also might mean something to you specifically. So I'm going to let you guys run with that as well. Whatever you guys might happen to get out of those initials. Okay. We have the number 33 key. I love that. I always love getting keys. Keys are so awesome because it means you can unlock so many things. And the 33 is really awesome too because threes deal with our creativity, our communication skills, working with groups of people and other stuff like that. And I feel like going in that direction is a good idea for you guys right now. We were talking about the drama, the uniqueness, being you, being who you are. And I see that kind of creativity and other stuff is definitely something there. You have that. That's definitely something there. Okay, we do have the Judgment card. We have the Moon. The Lovers. Interesting. The Two of Pentacles. Interesting again. The Nine of Swords. The Death card. King of Cups. And the Ace of Swords. Okay. This is interesting. I feel like some of you guys have been kind of wanting to follow some of these dreams. For instance, look at this Judgment card. You see how she's playing the music? And we've got the cat following the butterfly and all that. And she's just kind of moving along, heading her merry way. She's not worried about what people are thinking of her or, that kind of thing. So she's not worried about judgment. And I really feel like a lot of you guys are worrying about judgment. And that's the old. That's what we got to get rid of. We've got to get rid of that. You guys do have a lot of intuition. You have the Moon card here. And I think this also goes along with you tapping into some of the universal truths and some of the other things there. I feel like, now might be your time to do that. And with these two cards here, I feel like it's important to get rid of that old thought and old notion that people are going to pass judgment on you and that, because the Knight of Swords shows that as well. I think, you're worrying for nothing, basically, is kind of what I'm seeing there. Because a lot of times the Swords energy is so much of, oh my gosh, everything is hanging over me. It's the nightmare scenario. It's, too many things are out against me. But you notice how in this particular Nine of Swords card, she has a lantern. She has the light. She can just follow the light. She doesn't have to worry about these swords. They're not coming any closer to her. They're not going to descend upon her. She can move forward. She's got her lantern. She's got the key. She can move forward and she can utilize these talents that are starting to awaken and starting to do. And if that means being in drama because that's what you love doing, if that means doing music because that's what you love doing, if that means doing art or creativity or other things because that is what you enjoy doing, then you should do so. If that means going into business for yourself and doing something else, then that is what you should do. But definitely be you. Be who you are, because that's where the unicorns are coming in. I really feel like you guys have been unwilling to be who you are. You've been unwilling to put that out there for the universe. And I also got a message here, and this isn't for everybody that's watching this reading, so only take this if it resonates with you. But it was really important. It came through, and so I really feel like it's important for some of you guys to hear this. I feel like some of you guys have maybe been struggling with your sexuality or either who you love or how you love or feeling comfortable in your own skin or who you are. And I think that is the message that's coming through here is now's the time to embrace that. Now's the time to don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about what else is coming about. It's a time to end that. That's what the Death card is all about. It's time to get rid of that energy and move forward to the new, stronger, happy-go-lucky, not worried about judgment you. Some people might judge. Some people might think things that you don't like, and whatever. You can't help what other people think. You can't help what other people do. All you can do is worry about you and what you do and what you think. And that is what is important in your life. But if you keep yourself locked away because you're worried about stuff that doesn't truly matter, to be quite honest, because what matters is what you think about yourself, not what other people think. Your happiness is more important than worrying about what somebody else is thinking. Um, and that is something, and that's true for everybody in the reading, not just for the people that I was talking about. I think getting the balance in your life with the lovers and the Two of Pentacles here is showing that. Balancing your life so that you feel happy with who you are, what you are, um, being part of your uniqueness and what makes you unique in this world and what makes you uh, important in this world, because everybody is important. Everybody has something to bring to this world. Everybody has something that they can do that's useful for the world. And I know sometimes we're not brought up to believe that, or we sometimes, even if people say that, we just don't believe in it. And I know that that happens, but honestly, it's true. Everybody is part of the fabric of this universe, and they all have a role to play. They all, have some thing that they bring to this earth and to this world. And you notice how this King of Cups, how he's kind of toppled over here just a little bit. That's unusual. Usually, he's not quite askew like that. And I feel like that is kind of a symbolism for you right now. I feel like you're kind of askew. I feel like you should be on top of things. You should be, leader. You should be on your throne and feeling regal and doing your thing and being happy with it. But you're a little askew. You're a little bit toppled, a little bit off. You're a little bit going to the side there, emotionally especially. With the Cups card, especially, I feel like that's an emotional thing here. And I think that going through and writing yourself back up, um, being who you are, being you, your unique you, and coming together with the people that you love and you care about, being your unique self and showing that to the world, and not worrying so much about the things that you're worrying about. And like I said, if that has to do with psychic abilities as well, because I think some of you that is the case, go ahead and be you. Um, I know when I first started doing tarot readings, I never in a million years thought that I would do that. I was always kind of interested in that kind of stuff and kind of dabbled in it. But I did a lot of very practical things, working on insurance claims and doing tax preparing and, very, very, scientific kind of stuff and very, down to earth and not so much, esoteric kind of things like what tarot can be. And when I decided to go into that um, and do it, all the time and not just kind of look at it, but just really do it and really put myself out there. When I decided to do that, I remember feeling very kind of vulnerable and very scared because I was afraid a lot of people would just look at you and go, "Really? You're doing that? You believe in that junk?" Um, because there was people in my life who would react that way to that kind of thing. But it was really kind of interesting because almost everybody I talked to, 99.9% of them, were actually very positive about it, and some of them very enthusiastic, which was a surprise to me. So I didn't really have to worry as much as I thought I had to. But also, there was this whole fear of I needed to let go of, gee, am I doing anything important, or am I, because I was really doing what I was meant to do and what I felt compelled to do. And I needed to be me. I needed to be who I was. And that took a long time getting there, and a very long time. And I'm not saying I wasn't who I was before or doing things that were, weren't part of me or whatever, but I wasn't going my full potential, I don't think, or where my full um, reason for being here was for. I really feel like this is kind of, something I need to be doing right now, and and I need to be doing it. And it took a while to get there. And I think some of you guys are kind of in that boat too, with whatever it is that you're struggling with and whatever it is that you're going with. So, now is the time to move forward with that. Now is the time to do the spring cleaning. Now is the time to get rid of those old thoughts and old habits and old things and move forward and get that balance back in your life and being able to be who you are. Um, and normally I don't get that personal with things, but I just felt like I needed to this time. Let's go ahead and go on to your oracle spheres. And basically, this is where you think of your yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to. We have 4 different stands. We have silver, purple, blue, and bronze that you can pick from. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you'll be thinking of your question, and then we'll get our answers. Number 1, gray, is probable. Number 2, purple, is not likely. Number 3, blue, is probable. And number 4, bronze, is also probable. Interesting. Okay, so number 1, gray, is probable. Number 2, lavender, is not likely. Number 3, blue, is probable. And number 4, bronze, is also probable. So there's our oracle sphere answers for this week. I really hope that these messages came through for you. I hope they resonated with you. I hope you got some interesting information or something you can do something with. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Leave us comments in the comments section. Give us a like on the video. Also, please share the channel with your friends and family. Have a link to the channel on your social media so that they can check us out as well. That's very useful to us. We very much appreciate it, and thank you very much in advance for doing all those things. Also, don't forget to check out the other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings that might be of interest. We do a weekly rune reading that might also be of interest to you. With that, we include the oracle spheres as well as angel numbers, so that's always kind of exciting and neat to see. So we do those every Monday. We do other videos every week as well, so we look forward to seeing you in future videos. And may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Group 3, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose kind of the blue and green egg here, so let's go forward. We're going to look at our charms first, and then we're going to do our tarot cards, and then we're going to look at our oracle spheres, so you can be thinking of your yes or no question. All right, let's go ahead and do our charms and see where we're at with those first. Ooh, nice little group here. All right. Ooh, we got the heart and love and inspire and the circle love. Oh my goodness, so much love stuff going on here. We also have the heart on top of the birthday cake here. Okay. I really feel like you guys need to take a chance on love. For those of you who are not in a committed relationship, I think now might be a time to do so. Because there's lots of love going on here. And maybe you guys have been not as willing to give out love like you would have wanted to. The other thing going on here as well, oh, we also have Cupid. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so much love. The other thing I see going on here, though, is, oh wow, lots of cards, is also dealing with children. We have the Inspire here. We have the teddy bear. We've got the Mieke hand, which, deals a lot with children. We have the baby bottle, also with the heart on it. So I feel like opening your heart to children right now is very important. Maybe you've been unwilling to do so, or you've been afraid to do so. For whatever reason. That's interesting too, because we also have the Six of Wands. Sixes kind of deal with that a little bit. Okay. We also have 2 4s here, and 4s deal with home life. We have the 4 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. With the Wands energy here, the Wands energy is usually fast-moving things, inspiring things, things you're passionate about, care about, um, move about very quickly. It's the fire energy. Um, and so I feel like getting fired up about this kind of thing is important, and showing this kind of love, showing this kind of inspiration, and doing that. And I think maybe you guys might have been closed off to that a little bit recently, a little possibly. Um, and I'm thinking maybe now is the time to celebrate that and go ahead and go forward with that. Um, it's interesting how we have kind of the crab here. I feel like maybe you guys have been a little crabby, maybe being a little less cheerful, um, because you've been afraid to open yourself up to this kind of love and this kind of thing. We also have the elephant here, and to me, elephants almost always denote the caring, loving family and community um, that elephants have, and especially with all this other love and community cards that we have going here. It's interesting how, um, it kind of came up in that reading with all of these things here. We have several other cards. We have the 9 and 10 of diamonds or pentacles, or, I'm sorry. We have the Jack and the 10. I don't know what it said, maybe say 9 and 10. And then we have the Queen of Hearts. Once again, the Queen of Hearts. So once again, opening up your heart, I think, is really important here. Showing your compassion, showing your kindness, showing your support, your counselorship, being able to counsel people, inspire, once again, all of that is part of the Queen of Hearts. And then as far as the 10 and Jack of Diamonds go, those are the Pentacle energies. Those are the celebratory energies. Those are the earthly, financial abundance type of energies. And it's interesting how with the Jack, I almost always think of pages, sometimes knights, but mostly pages. And so I think of young people again, dealing with youngsters, dealing, with that kind of thing. But then also the tens is kind of the celebratory, reaching the end of the journey and getting your reward for it, kind of energy. We also have a make a wish, and then success following it, energy, which I think is important here as well, because we do have a few other things. We do have the wise old owl, so I do feel like you guys might be good counselors, and counseling other people and giving out your wisdom to other people, opening up that to other people. The grapes here too kind of show that a little bit. The grapes are kind of a symbol of life and health, and the richness of, kind of the celebrating life kind of attitude. British people give grapes to people in hospital. Um, you make wine out of grapes, and you think of wine as kind of being the stuff of life, making life joyful and more tasteful and cheerful and that kind of thing. You almost kind of get that life, giving kind of energy with grapes. And so I feel like this would open up a whole new life for you guys, is kind of opening yourself up to love again, and possibly being open to children or dealing with children or working with children. But it could just be opening yourself up to another love relationship as well, because of all the other love symbols that showed up. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. We have the number 2, Clover, which is once again that partnership, that coming together. A little bit. We have the Moon card, which is once again that emotion, opening up your emotions. We have the Devil energy. That's a little interesting. We'll talk about that in a minute. We have the 3 of Wands. We have the 10 of Swords. Interesting. The Knight of Swords. The 4 of Cups. The 8 of Swords. and the Two of Pentacles. Oh, this is so intriguing. All right. First of all, it's interesting with the twos you have here. You have the two clover that's coming together. You have the Two of Pentacles. It's another coming together kind of energy. It's a balancing act. It's a, you know, getting everything out of life that you want. It's balancing between the things that you want and that you can have, and earthly desires and spiritual ones. That's why there's the infinity there as well. So it's kind of that balancing act between different things in the world. Um, this Clover card as well is showing spontaneous windfall, or that there could be some good things coming your way that you did not expect. And it's interesting how it's the Six of Diamonds, which is the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles shows, it's usually showed by somebody giving money or other types of things out to children. So once again, it's that kind of energy of bestowing something upon children that you have going there. So that's really interesting. I do also see here with this Ten of Swords, I do feel like you felt like you've been totally stabbed and put upon, and totally taken down for the count, and that is why you've kind of been you've been afraid to open yourself up to love, because I feel like this is a love thing. I feel like this is dealing with maybe a romance you've had in the past, and other things like that. You felt you kind of feel trapped, maybe, or you did feel trapped in the relationship, or you feel like you're trapped now and you can't get yourself out of that. You can't break free of these bonds, and do whatever. You notice how, though, even though she's bound up here, and she is surrounded by the sword, so it might be a little hard to get out. You notice how her kitten here is getting ready to knock over one of the swords, which means that she could escape at that point. And the Eight of Swords always has that kind of way out. It always has that there is a way out of this. You can pull yourself up from that. The Swords energy is quite often things that are in our mind that we have to work through and get through and clear out, and work our way through those energies. And I feel like that's what you kind of need to do. That's kind of what you need to kind of work out. It's interesting how the Devil showed up here as well, because I'm thinking maybe if a relationship didn't work out for you in the past, that maybe you saw it as you gave in to temptation, and it was a disaster, and you don't ever want to do that again. And so that's kind of why you're having trouble opening yourself up. So I'm kind of seeing that represented there that way, but I think it needs to be more that you're willing to, once again, the Devil also too often shows shackles, or being tied up, because the devils like to keep us chained, like to keep us stuck in that mode. And so the whole point of that energy would be to break free of those chains, and break free of the devil that's holding us back, because we don't need to give our souls over to the devil. We don't need for the devil to dictate to us what we feel, what we think, and how we do things. We have the Four of Cups energy here, which is almost always, you notice how it's another youth person coming forward to offer him a new cup, rather than, he's sitting there looking at these three that he's already, emptied, and he's, got a headache. He's, just not doing well. He's contemplating it. And, this person's offering him something new, something different, and that stability. Once again, it's a four energy. We talked about your fours with your cards. It's that home life, that, dealing with loved ones in your home and all of that kind of thing. So I think it would be good to, open yourself up to that again, and not just focus on the negative that's happened in the past. And we do have the Knight of Swords as well. And the Knights are great because they're the ones who can go out and charge through things, get through things, cut through stuff. And so, the fact that you have a Knight here, I think can help break you free of some of these chains and bondages that you've had, and kind of clear you to move forward and go forward with this. So hopefully this is resonating with you guys a lot, because these messages are really clear here about the kinds of things that you need to focus on. So I'm really hoping that, these messages are something that are really useful to you as well. Let's go ahead and go on to our oracle spheres. Basically, you ask your yes or no type of question that you would like to get an answer to. We have 4 different stands that your answers can appear on. We have purple, silver, bronze, and blue. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you pick which one you would like your answer to appear on, and then we'll go out and get our answers. Okay, number 1, purple, is a yes. Oof. Number 2, gray, is a not sure. That usually means the question wasn't very clear, or there's some things that have to happen first before the answer can be given, because the outcome might change depending on what happens. Number 3, bronze, is a not likely. And number 4, blue, is a not sure again. Okay, so we have a number 1, purple, is a yes. Number 2, silver, is a not sure. Number 3, bronze, is a not likely. And a number 4, blue, is a not sure. So there's your oracle sphere answers for the week. All right, guys, like I said earlier, I really hope this resonated with you. I hope you had some messages that came through and were useful to you. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, leave us comments in the comment section, and share the channel with your friends and family. Don't forget to put that link out there on the social media sites, because that might be useful for them to check out the channel. Check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings that are on lots of different topics that might be of use to you. We have our weekly rune readings that we do on Mondays that have our oracle spheres and our angel numbers involved with those. Plus some other spiritual videos out there on different topics that might be of interest to you to check out. We do put out videos every single week, so we do look forward to seeing you again in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.